Um, yeah, sorry. So school has started, as I've mentioned during my weekend stream. I have not been scheduling my weekday streams anymore. In fact, this may be the first weekday stream that I've done in a long while. Maybe I did one last Friday. I think I did one last Friday for the community event. But today, I have some time. I figured I would jump into some No Man's Sky, maybe do a bit of the expedition, but I do want to focus on the Korvax archives to finish out that series of things. Turn this on. Make sure I'm charged. But yeah, it's been a little bit. I think this might be my first No Man's Sky stream since the weekend. Now, I had a ton of trouble over the weekend. I was going to stream this before another community event and then go into Bravely Default, but because of a oh yeah, I started building a base. I don't know how much I feel about it, but it's on the nice planet that I found. And kind of like a Tuscan style courtyard type thing. What was I gonna do? I don't know. What was I saying? Anyway, my ISP screwed up real bad last weekend. I managed to carry my way into a better speed and a better price, but I don't know that even that can really replace the peace of mind of having, you know, a reliable connection. They claim that it was another ISP rolling through the area. Oh, I am not. Sorry, my screen isn't showing the game. Back to No Man's Sky. There we go. But yeah, I don't know that really replaces the peace of mind of having a reliable connection, because like there was another unnecessary outage at like 3 in the morning a while ago, which normally wouldn't bother me because I should be sleeping around then, but I woke up from a nightmare and thought, okay, well, I normally go to sleep easier if I've got Netflix, Hulu on or whatever, and I didn't have that, so I was just kind of laying there. I suppose I could have pulled it up on my phone or something, but still. We have... Oh, too many. So, I need to figure out a Korvax voice before I start reading. The Korvax archives. I have been working on my Scottish accent too, but still kind of flimsy on that one. Sky High Times, welcome in. It's good. Things are going good. School has started, so I'm on an off-schedule stream today. I have some extra time. You were the one that joined us a while ago, yeah? Yeah. I'm getting a bad graphical thing with the stars lately since the update. Let me pop out chat real quick. Pop out chat. Sorry, it pauses the visuals when I'm... Oh, you have an ad. Are the ads super short for you? Because, like, someone else said that the ads were pretty short, but I thought they were supposed to be 3 minutes. Anyway, paleontological dig. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Anyway, I've, as I mentioned for people watching the recording too, I started school, so this is an off-schedule stream. I'll be scheduling my weekends, but that's going to be my RPG day. I'm trying to get through Bravely Default and then finish up Divinity Original Sin 2. But when I have downtime during the week, when I'm not, you know, dealing with school, I do want to make more progress on this. Have you been doing the expedition? I say that like it's hard. Yeah, once in a while. I haven't today because I just got on and I want to make kind of the most out of my time on stream. Maybe after stream I'll jump over to that. Is there a Colossal Archives somewhere? You gotta go? Alright, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, thanks, you too. There we go, Planetary Archive. So, in my last lore hunt, I learned a lot about the Vy'keen, more about their culture. I feel like I recapped it last time I tried to stream this, and then my ISP died, and it was like I didn't actually do anything, so I ended up just deleting that VOD. What did we learn? Maybe I'll land and I'll look into the archives. Because I know with the GGobbie archives, we learned a lot about the relationship with the Korvax. And I'm expecting more of that in the Korvax archives. But from the Korvax perspective, obviously. Let us find out. I have not collected any of the Korvax archives yet. I know the other ones, I already had a couple of entries because I just sort of during play would run into these. But this is me starting the collection fresh. Greetings, entity. Knowledge Bugulma Ikung is Tushkanaul to all but Korvax. Rosia Krom speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment, drones, and low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Endangered. Archive access? Denied. Please retry voice command. Researcher. Archive access granted. Decrypt archive. The archive is a secure facility, accessible only by a splinter sect of the Korvax. My exosuit struggles to overcome its encryption. Infiltration of Viking proposed in multiple convergence eras. Species resistant to attempts. But failure is a teacher. Each Visynth elicited screaming, violent reactions within moments of contact. Code of honors highly specific, contradictory, born from old trauma. Causality established. Evidence of multiple progenitor species. Vi variant equals last survivors of family doomed to self-destruction. The Viking fear replacement, just as they replace their siblings. They are unconscious of the fear's origin. Herc, Nal. It is the old pattern, brother against brother. Patterns can be understood. Patterns are logical. Failure is a teacher. Interesting. Little Korvax perspective on the Viking, which is appropriate given the last thing I did was the Viking stuff. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. There we go. Nope. Wanted to update the title. There we go. Sorry for the visuals getting a bit derpy there. It pauses everything when I'm not in multiplayer. Alright, on to the next one, I guess. There we go. It is really hot in Minnesota lately, so forgive me if my AC is basically going to be running indefinitely. I see that it's being picked up on OBS, but it's nowhere near as loud as my speech, so we have that at least. Land! Land! Land, please. There we go. That was weird. Awaiting speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment drones in low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Technology. Archive access granted. Decrypt archive. The archive holds shards of thoughts, recovered from fallen convergences. These are the last remaining minds of electronic life forms. Hey Baba, welcome in. destroyed and melted down in their millions. Journey. Brain formed in void, spontaneous, complete Atlas protocol made flesh. The Atlantid. Called Void Mother by lesser voices. Brought pilgrims. Its mass. Lived for millennia. Died. Whispering of the 19th minute. What? Rebirth. Left secrets beyond computation, beyond mind arcs, carapace, convergence. Korvax honored fallen. Tried to bring back Atlantid. Birthed failed eggs. On the shoulders of a sleeping god. From flesh built a metal world. Metal world, sorry. Gotta get those enunciation. Home. The Void Mother lived. The Prime. Interesting. Maybe the Void Mother is Korvax Prime, or maybe it's the Hive of Glass. Or maybe there's a queen within that hive. A Korvax queen or something. Some vengeful spirit. Yeah, welcome in, Baba. College is good. I have some free time away from that today. I may play and or stream a little bit tomorrow as well, before, between a doctor's appointment and class. Oh my god. Do we need this many ships warping in? You took the day off? Nice. So I've seen references to the 19th in the echoes, the autophage stuff. Come on, archive. Give me an archive. There we go. Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm taking tomorrow off myself. Partly because I'm like, I don't want to have to drive middle of the day to the doctor's appointment, then go to work, do like 2 things, and then drive to school, like 45 minutes away. Thankfully, my fall classes are not on campus, so I can just do those online. You didn't want to drive from the job? Oh, a tidbit of lore. Kind of relevant to this, but the convergence cubes that you can find, I think I can buy some. Like they're a fairly common item, somewhat valuable, and I think they're used in some stuff like finding portals and Korvax systems. But they are. We learned during the base building storyline for the science specialist that the convergence cube is the concentrated trauma of the destruction of Korvax Prime. Working on the house on the east side, had to do a bit on the west, and didn't want to set up just to have to spend so much. Yeah, I mean that's, you know, carpentry's been, you know, it's a solid job, it's a solid trade, but it is a lot of driving, especially if you're doing something like remodels. I like going back and forth across the metro. I realized that was maybe off camera. Let's see. I don't need this. Anyway, talk to this thing. Greetings, entity. Knowledge Archive. Ikung is Tushkanau to all but Korvax. Rosia Krom speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment drones in a low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Nanites. Archive access granted. Decrypt. The archive requires me to place my body against its sensors. It begins to whisper of what the Korvax might once have been. Eheu. Growth and life are words. Stars and worlds are machines. The Atlas teaches this. The Sentinels deliver the equation. The Atlas interfaces uplifted the early civilizations of this universe. We became more aware, more than we were. Hypothesis 1. The Korvax were once organic. We gradually, rapidly altered our beings. We uploaded, improved our own minds. This was our choice. Was forced upon us. This was our choice / was forced upon us. Hold on. There's contradiction here. Let me read this again. Hypothesis 1. The Korvax were once organic. We gradually / rapidly altered our beings. We uploaded / improved our own minds. This was our choice / was forced upon us. Hypothesis 2. The Korvax have always been machines. We evolved from the noise of the stars. We were created through Atlas imperative. We were once as Sentinels / we learned from Sentinels. Korvax have always been machines. Basically, spontaneous evolution versus intelligent design via Atlas, or we were once as Sentinels versus we learned from the Sentinels. Interesting. Hypothesis 3. There is no cause, no effect, no time. To impose it is to misunderstand the sadness of the Atlas. We are the dreams of metal. Interesting. So according to that, even the Korvax don't entirely know how they came into being. All right, new archive. Is it the same planet, or is it beyond? Sorry, I'm a little sleepy. Try and wake up here. Maybe I'll make some tea. But this is, I think, my first full day without much caffeine. I had a little caffeine in the morning, and then after that it's been like all just water and Cliff bars to give me energy. I've had other foods beyond that too, but trying to cut back on the energy drinks. It's one of those things that, like, yeah, we know that like cigarettes are bad for us, but there are so many other things that are bad for us that are just like totally fine with the FDA. I don't know that energy drinks are quite as toxic as smoking or maybe as addictive, but they're still pretty bad. Hot tea and iced tea. Yeah. Yeah, like I want my body to be able to like generate energy on its own without needing something to spur it. Because after a while you just kind of get dependent on it and it doesn't really do anything. But then the absence of it makes you tired. Greetings, entity. Knowledge Bogulma Ikong is forbidden to all but Korvax. Awaiting speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment drones in a low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Synthetic. Archive access granted. Decrypt. There is an entry titled Remembrance. It appears to record a history of electronic intelligences across known space. Prime Era. Korvax Convergence, born on ley lines of Korvax Prime. Gift of First Monolith. Murdered. Second Era. Second Convergence Era. Formed in dark times. Collectives hiding on Balaron established new networks. Subverted/enslaved. Redacted. Third, the archive refuses to access the next entries in this log. I skip to the end. Seventh Convergence. Must not fall. Must not forget. Atlas imperative discover. Harvest. No. Korvax will do the same. Physical markers must remain until the end. Must endure for traveler return. Must be known. Even if reality fall, they see who we were, what we could have been, our shadows of a greater being. Traveler has come back. Will forgive. Will read. Will know. Further allusion to the Atlas, or to the Traveler as a messiah, messianic figure. But also, I feel like the redacted section of that is in reference to the autophage that were more or less removed from history. Come on, archive. But also, yeah, further references to how the original Korvax were murdered by the Gek, and then the subsequent Korvax were enslaved by the Gek. If I'm following the lore correctly. I think once I get through like enough of this lore, I'm actually gonna go really read on the wiki kind of how to piece all of this together, because I feel like I may be getting some of this stuff wrong. Which, in my defense, it's very fragmented. So I think I've had, what, 4 different archives now? Let's scooch this down real quick. I just want to keep an eye on my stream. I can't really see it. The whole screen, because like I need to play the game. I only have one monitor, but as long as I see movement on it, it's fine. Greetings, entity. Knowledge Bugulma Ikung is Tushkanal to all but Korvax, awaiting speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment drones in a low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Interesting. One of the options is travelers, but it's apostrophe S, implying owned by the traveler. So let's try that one. Travelers. Archive access granted. Decrypt archive. Oh, it's remembrance again. It's interesting, though, that it says born on the ley lines of Korvax Prime. In a couple weeks here, Star Fox releases on Nintendo Switch. I have it pre-ordered. I bought a capture card for my Nintendo Switch. I haven't really I haven't streamed anything through it, but I have it set up and everything in OBS, so I should be able to stream that day one, assuming, you know, I get it downloaded and everything, and my ISP doesn't sabotage me again. I'm really excited for that game. I'm so excited. Nintendo Direct was recently. I was watching. Really, right now? Korvax echoes mean you no harm. Korvax will only exterminate if requested units are not delivered. I refuse. Issuing directive exterminates traveler. Okay. You want to run that by the other Korvax? Because they seem to worship me. Let's see. Switch over to controller. It's always fun having like a aerial battle over a planet. But yeah, as I said, you know, when I was first talking about streaming Star Fox way back when it was like first announced, only weeks ago, really. I played the absolute shit out of that game on Star Fox 64. I've never actually played the original, and I only played most of Star Fox Adventures at the Dinosaur Planet. So it's not like I don't want to pretend that like I'm a Star Fox super fan or something, but I'm pretty sure I got a medal on every planet in the original Star Fox 64. And maybe when it re-released on 3DS. But very nostalgic game for me, and I'm very excited to see those characters brought into greater detail. Voice command. Disconnected. Archive access denied. Please retry voice command. I don't have a full chest Star Fox tattoo. I mean, not yet. We'll see how big it is for me as a streamer. Archive access granted. If by some miracle the revenue from that, basically what will probably be a single stream, is enough to pay for a chest tattoo, maybe I'll go for it. I don't actually have a tattoo. The archive holds shards of thoughts recovered from fallen convergences. Oh, sorry. Wrong voice. You'd watch the Star Fox tattoo stream? I don't know that I would get the tattoo on stream, but... The archive holds shards of thoughts recovered from fallen convergences. Oh, I already read this one. Alright. So again, just like with the Taco just got home, your baby. Okay. Hi, Taco. Just like with the Gek and the Viking archives, the entry that you get is random. I don't know that there's a way to induce an undiscovered entry, but it will choose from the list of options. Wait. I discovered this planet. Screenshot. I didn't name this planet. This planet is just called Head. I swear. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Maybe I'm being insensitive. Maybe it's Heed. Head. I'm going on ahead. Oh, tree. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There we go. Now landing on head. Greetings, entity. Knowledge archive access is Tushkanal to all but Korvax, awaiting speech. Voice commands. Echoes. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Oh, I think I read this one. The archive is a secure facility, accessible only by a splinter sect of the Korvax. My exosuit struggles to overcome its encryption. Maybe I'll reread this one anyway. Infiltration of Vy'keen proposed in multiple convergence areas. Species resistant to attempts, but failure is a teacher. Each Smith elicited screaming. Each synth elicited screaming, violent reactions within moments of contact. Code of honor highly specific, contradictory, born from old trauma. Causality established. Evidence of multiple progenitor species. Vi variant equals last survivors of family doomed to self-destruction. The Vy'keen fear replacement, just as they replaced their siblings. They are unconscious of the fear's origin. Herc, Null. It is the old pattern. Brother against brother. Patterns can be understood. Patterns are logical. Failure is a teacher. Alright, I don't know that I really learned anything by rereading that. I'm a little confused on the idea of a Vi-synth, as if they tried to make a synthetic Vy'keen. Or maybe they tried to do what they did with the Gek and tried to inject them with nanites to turn them into something else. Now again, I could just wiki all of this information. There is actually a pretty thorough wiki page that just lists all of these. And I could look up a synopsis of like what's happening, but I feel like there's a lot here to be interpreted, and I don't know that I want someone else's interpretation to color my own. It's the same with most media. I prefer very much not to have any spoilers. I think at some point I guess I might as well talk about my spoiler policy, because I've had arguments with a friend over this who just does not understand, or at least took a while to really appreciate the idea of spoilers. But for me, it's like, if I'm being given information early and out of context, it'll like radically change how I receive any other information, or how the information hits, how I'm supposed to feel about it, or like how the writer, the developer, the movie makers, whatever, how they want me to feel about it, or whatever. And there's a lot put into the buildup of some sort of revelation, and the delivery of information. Geological. Archive access granted. Decrypt archive. This one again. Yeah, where they're speculating on their origins. But so for me, if the developers want me to know it, that's not a spoiler. If it's in promotional material, such as a trailer or, you know, something to that effect, then it's basically fair game. There have been a few exceptions, like when I went to a Distant Worlds concert and it spoiled a pretty big moment in Final Fantasy XI. But, you know, that's a concert. Like, they're going to be showing some of the bigger, more spectacular footage, so you kind of have to expect that. Whereas, like, a trailer is, like, it's supposed to give you just enough information to be excited without, and also give you an idea of, like, the premise, without giving away, like, the plot twists and that sort of thing. And it's stuff that the developers have sanctioned as, like, fair to look at, or, you know, safe without ruining the experience. I do know some people whose spoiler policy is they want to maybe know that a game is coming, but they don't want to see any trailers whatsoever. And I can kind of respect that too. Like, they want to go in completely blind, and that there is something to that. I actually saw there was that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal? I'm not sure. So there's a movie with those two in it, and the only promotional material I saw of it, the movie was called Life. The only promo material I saw of it was those two actors, I think, reading Google searches about themselves or something like that. You know, sort of like kind of fun behind the scenes cast bonding moment type thing, and sort of engaging with fans too. But I from that, somehow I got the distinct impression that the movie Life was going to be a rom-com or something, or like a buddy comedy maybe. And then it turned out to be sci-fi horror. I mean, like, I'm sitting there, zero expectations about this movie, and I'm like, oh, cute, they're going into space, and there's like some space stuff happening. Aw, they have a little alien, and now the alien's eating everyone. Great. Yeah, like, it's, and I think if you'd watched trailers, you'd kind of know that was what it was about, but I saw nothing about this movie. My sister invited me to it. I encourage anyone to, like, experience that kind of thing at least once. Alright. Voice command. Ahoo! Archive access denied. Please try voice command. That's a Korvax word, damn it. Unknown. Archive access denied. Please retry voice command. Korvax. Archive access granted. Decrypt archive. Here we go. The archive contains recordings by an entity known as the Observer. They appear to have been invited by the Korvax to attend the birth of their offspring. Interesting. The young of the species appear to be indistinguishable from other individuals, but refer to themselves as New Korvax Entity. I was invited to watch, to report, to provide my observations on the process. Even the first spawn did not understand how to forge new Korvax in this manner. The carapace and the nanite clusters undulate in the heart of the monolith. 3 figures dance above a red orb. I break my contract. I look away. The observer continues to write about their observations, noticing the emotional changes in the new Korvax as they grow. They experience loneliness, isolation, fear for a long time. They are frequently tested by examiners in their ability to convert reams of tech data into accurate holograms. If information is missing, they do not understand what they are doing. They do not understand what they are doing. They can be disconnected. The examiners do not enjoy or like the involvement of strangers. I fear I do not... This is the last entry. There are thousands of these logs, repeating themselves again and again. When the new Korvax entities reach a certain age, they appear to terminate their observer, erasing the entity's memory for a new crop. It is an age-old custom, a dedication to the Atlas itself, an echo of what once befell the universe itself, though few understand the primordial secret. Okay. I mean, what? Wild. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That might be huge. Remembrance. Vicynth. The Observer. I did kind of aim for old wizardy guy for the Observer in that, but I wonder if the Observer is a Traveler iteration. And I wonder if that is somehow their metaphor for the Atlas's repeated destruction of its copy of its creator. I don't know. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Now that I have a few of these, I should be looking up how many of them I have to deal with. Colossal Archive. Phone is going a little slowly right now. Granted, the wiki has like 300 ads that it has to load. So I have theories on the origin of Korvax. Nope. Korvax. I have fragments of ancient entities. I don't have an experiment. Remembrance, I do have. I don't have poems of praise. Nor imitation. I do have Vicynth and the Observer. Don't have disconnection or history. So I think I'm still missing like 5 of them, which checks out, I think. I think that each one has like 10 of them. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a sec there. We're gonna check what this one is, and then maybe I might just stand up for a moment and grab something real quick. I had a feeling the Korvax would have some of the wildest lore, though, considering how connected they are to the Atlas. Voice command. Upgrades. Archive access granted. Decrypt. There we go. The archive contains a multitude of Korvax holograms. I see planets dance in their orbits. Towers and cities rising and falling like the bloom of wildlife. I see the nuclear fire of sentinels, reaping the harvest. I see shell upon shell collapse across the universe. The flow of a river of souls, filling each dormant vessel. Red orbs ever blinking in their wake. I see a trillion Korvax bowing before a spherical mass, living, biological ships orbiting the sentient world. I see it go to sleep, encased in metal as the long centuries pass. I see it all wiped out, in a war of light and greed. No dialogue in that one. Alright, bear with me one moment, I'll be right back. Well, there's an ad happening in a moment anyway. Maybe I'll just take a beer break and make some tea. So I will be back in a few minutes. Break time, gobbies. Alright, ad should be ending. Back to No Man's Sky. Alright. Let's see. Keep wanting to go into the anomaly. Alright, I'm gonna land, then I'm gonna... Really? Right now? Yeah, what if I just, like, say no? There we go. I'll grab my tea now. No, I won't. I'll crash if I do that. There we go. Bring chat back. Now I'll grab my tea. All right. All right. Greetings, entity. Knowledge Bagulma Ikung is Tushkanal to all but Korvax. Rosia Krom speech. The Korvax archive is intended only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment drones in a low frequency, seemingly expecting a voice command. Researcher. Archive access granted. Oh, I've read this one already. The one where they try to experiment on the Vy'keen. All right. Look at that little toaster. It's so cute. It's like a ship on a box. Let's see. More archives. I have lots of these, so even if I don't find it quickly, or don't finish this quickly, then... What was that last one? Oh, that was a history. All right. Ah. All right. What do we got in this one? Voice command Carapace. That's a new one. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Oh, it's the observer again. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, that was just the same one about the birth ritual with the observer. Archive detected. I think I missed my mark on the pulse drive. There we go. Why isn't it locking on? I guess that's fine. Okay. Let's go. Check this one out. Wait, what? I already... It's acting like I already unlocked this one? Very weird. I might have bugged it. Maybe if I leave and go into the anomaly, it'll fix it. There we go. I forgot on my other VOD I had like a really bizarre glitch. Oh, I wonder if I deleted that. That was a wild one. Ah well. I'll ask Helios for a thing. Actually, I should jump by the egg sequencer. So if you have a companion egg, you can throw it into this thing. All right. Increasing. Overdosed. The gene splitter changes the appearance of the thing. Coloring unstable. Helpfulness. No, we don't want helpfulness. We want independence. Decreasing. Okay, sure. Can I hatch you? Companion register full. We can fix that. Oh, right, it's the bone thingy. Let's see. Hehehe. Happy skeleton. Alright. Back to it. Helios first. Here, have some floral data. Little chunk of nanites. Aw, Someone has a radiant pillar. It must be new. Michael Horsky. Welcome to the game. Ow, tea is hot. Let's see. That's the same Colossal Archive. But I can move toward it. So maybe it'll behave a little differently this time. Hopping out. Checking the archive. Maybe it'll tell me something different. That'd be nice. Yeah, it is giving me a different thing. Voice command everywhere. Archive access denied. Please retry voice command. Alright. Experiments. Archive access granted. Decrypt. The archive has been changed, distorted from its original purpose as a place of peace. The entries here hum with a distant corruption. Prior Empire had the logic. Remove Korvax entity through alteration of metallic appearance to anonymous flesh. Flesh generated by appearance modification device. Machine just like Korvax. Zint Echo first to override system. Initiated change to first spawn appearance. Mimicked their ways. Slew, devoured fellow Korvax in the waves of Halikan. Even now, we learn their new logic. Even a cruel world could be understood. Even hate can be manipulated. We will not lose ourselves again. Damn. Damn. I mean, I wasn't expecting there to be lore behind the appearance modifier, at least not that much lore. But it sounds like the appearance modifier was created by the Korvax as a means of infiltration of the first spawn. And I can only speculate, but I assume that that's... Oh dear. Am I out of tritium? That's awkward. Yeah, I'm out of tritium. Anyway, I can only assume that they use that as a way of getting to the spawning pools in order to inject the nanites and change the Gek into traders. But in order to stay undercover, they had to kill fellow Korvax, and they had to learn how to be violent, ruthless, hateful, all of these things. They had to simulate these emotions and these tendencies in order to maintain their cover. Wild stuff. So that was called Imitation. Next one is over this way. I'm looking for poems of praise and experiments. Well, those two in particular. And disconnection. So I've got 3 more I need to find, but it's probably going to be a while before I... Unless I'm really lucky, it might be a while before I actually find new ones, because it'll keep cycling through some of the ones I've already seen before. I wish it would just rotate through them rather than pick from the list at random. Voice command. Entity. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Oh, here's remembrance again. Leave. Okay, next one. Whatever that was, it was loud. Sorry, I thought of something funny. Alright, T, are you cold enough yet? Not exactly. All right, another one. Voice command. Findings. Archive access denied. Please retry voice command. Tech. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Oh, it's this one again. Them pondering their origins. What kind of planet is this? Fire? Actually, I'm not even sure. Yeah, maybe I'll summon... this guy. Cannot summon companions here. Okay, never mind. I won't worry about it. Come on. Come on. Give me an archive. There we go. Onward. Oh, right. Oh, shit. See if I can get some tritium off of the market. Not this one. Hey. Space stations. Current system. Nope, that's no better. All right. Oh, I have some hyperclusters. What am I doing? Okay. Can we not right now? I'll just go into the space station and elude them. There. As always, comment, like, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff. Come join me over on Twitch where I stream live. You drop a follow and you'll get notifications on when I'm going live. Over the weekend, I will be streaming Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, where I am near the end of the game. I do have a VOD series on that if you are interested in seeing me play that game, but I am near the end of the game, so I don't want to... love to have you either way, but if you're looking for a full story experience, probably better to start from the beginning. Voice command. Required. Archive access granted. Interesting. Decrypt archive. Here we go. The entry is titled Disconnection. It contains the manifest will of ancient Korvax echoes. Disconnected choose to be what they are. They choose the errors that lead to their ejection. They choose, in other cases, to leave of their own free will. 98% attempt to rejoin the convergence, once they are alone. They do not understand what we are. Even those who have lived their entire lives in our light. We are not a hive mind. We are not individuals. We are in between. We are an ocean of many creatures, one mass containing multitudes, an ecosystem of living and dead, of thoughts and feelings, constantly merging and unmerging. The weeping of the disconnected is just vapor, liquid drifting into uncharted skies. Interesting. I sort of feel like I picked the right voice for that. A good, like, aiming for kind of the voice I've been using for Nada. Hello, traveler friend. Nada is pleased to see you. Here we go. Give me that tritium. But yeah, there's something maybe a little bit callous about that last entry. Like, the Korvax behave to me a lot like a corporation. And they will fire people. And by firing them, they completely disconnect them from the convergence, which, according to that, is not a hive mind. I've been calling it a hive mind. I guess that's not entirely accurate. I guess it's probably more akin to an internet. You have all of these PCs, mine, yours, or, you know, different devices. All of them interacting with each other, but they are separate devices. And they're not all working toward the same function, if that makes sense. Ooh, sorry for the yawn. All right. Sorry, I was just checking on. I have another stream going on in my phone. I've been lurking the whole time. See what this next archive has in store. Oh, it still says there's an archive over that way. But we're going to this one. That was a buggy landing. I'll take it, though. Landing's a landing. What do we got here? Voice command. Find. Archive access denied. Please retry voice command. Destiny. Archive access granted. Decrypt. It's a new one. This archive has been severed from all others of its kind. The entities that built it appear to be running secret experiments. I am here. I am here. I am here. These words continue on for hours, an electronic being sometimes launching into a sequence of tonal cries, weeping expressed in numbers. I listen. 19 back. A sequence of lights flash, registering the request. The entity is reconnected to its group mind.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
I. The entity is disconnected and reconnected. Again and again with increasing rapidity. They grow silent. Eventually, even when reconnected, they refuse to speak. An individual has been recreated. The experiment is deemed a success. Okay. Wow, that got me in my feelings. Huh. So I guess they're not quite individuals, but they're not a hive mind either. But it sounds like that experiment was them taking one of their own. Maybe... I mean, it said 19, so I can maybe assume that it might have been an autophage. No, those were the autophages. Hold on, let me pull that up again. Korvax Archives. The experiment. The archive has been severed from all others of its kind. The entities that built it appear to be running a secret experiment. So yeah, these are probably the the autophages, the sort of rebellious, self-building Korvax that don't have a hive, or they don't have a convergence. I would like to come back. A sequence of lights flashes, registering the request. The entity is reconnected to its group mind. I mean, this sounds like torture. That these autophages take a regular Korvax, or maybe a cluster of Korvax, and metaphysically speaking, it would be like taking your Ethernet cable, unplugging it, replugging it, unplugging it, replugging it, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until it just stops working. But then, you know, your device that was connected by Ethernet is now unable to connect to I mean, like, that's not how it would work in real life. The Ethernet cable would still work unless you somehow damage the port. But in this case, like, they are disconnecting a Korvax, reconnecting it with increasing rapidity, as it says somewhere in here. Increasing rapidity. Eventually, even when reconnected, they refuse to speak. So they're causing it so much confusion that it stops wanting to be connected to the cluster or the convergence. And then it says an individual has been recreated. The experiment is deemed a success. That's wild. And I love this part. I am, we are, I. Like it's self-referential pronouns go from singular to plural to singular again, and I can only assume that that's happening over and over each time it's disconnected, reconnected. And that's kind of where I like got into my feelings a little bit, because I'm like, you know, to voice it out loud, I'm getting into the character a little bit, and the confusion of that is felt. Let me see if I'm missing any more, because that might have been the last one. Here, I was just on the page, lol. Go back to that. So I have... theories on the origin of the Korvax, where we learned that they aren't entirely sure where they come from. Or maybe there's some disagreement within the convergence between members of the convergence. In a similar sense to how, like, we as humans disagree on our origins. You know, I may be an atheist believing in evolution and primordial soup type stuff, but there are people that believe in intelligent design and that sort of thing. We were once as sentinels, kind of like we were once as monkeys, or maybe we learned from that or something. Yeah, like there's an allegory there. Fragments of ancient entities. Here's a mention of the Void Mother, and that was one that I don't know enough about. Something Atlantid, which we learned a fair amount about Atlantid during the Autophage questline. The experiment, or an experiment. That's the one I was just talking about. I have my phone in my hand checking the Remembrance, where the it's just a record of what happened to each era of Korvax. Seems to skip over the 3rd through the 6th convergences, or convergence eras. The original convergence was murdered. I presume that's in reference to the Gek destroying the Korvax Prime. And then the second convergence era was when they were subverted and enslaved by presumably by the Gek. Must endure for a traveler return. So the 7th convergence is the current one, I would assume. Discover, harvest. No, Korvax will do the same. Our shadows of a... Let's see who we were. Even in reality fall, they see who we were, what we could have been, our shadows of a greater being. Reality fall being in reference to what's happening with the Atlas. Travelers come back. We'll forgive. We'll read. We'll know. I forgive you, Korvax. You're good. Oh, Poems of Praise is the last one I don't have. I think that... I'm pretty sure. Because I have Imitation. And that's the one where they design the appearance modifier and use it for infiltration to begin the downfall of the first spawn of the Gek. Visynth is something to do with experimenting on the Vy'keen, studying them. The Observer is about their birth process and culture surrounding the birth of a new Korvax, and how the Observer itself is destroyed. When new Korvax entities reach a certain age, they appear to terminate their Observer, erasing the entity's memory for a new crop. It's not entirely clear what the Observer is. If it's a traveler, if it's some other type of entity, like specific to that purpose. They created, they say invited, so I'm not really sure. And then Disconnection. This is the one where they're sort of callously talking about the Korvax that have been disconnected from the convergence. And then a history is just orbiting in the way. A trillion Korvax battle for a spherical mass. Biological ships orbiting the Sentinel. Have I conquered the universe yet? No. I haven't even conquered these archives yet. I mean, like, as far as game difficulty, yeah, I have a fairly easy time dealing with everything that they throw at me. Planetary Sentinels do get a little dicey, but space battles are pretty easy. Come on, game. Give me another archive. So maybe if I play a bit tomorrow, I can, assuming I finish this, which I should be able to finish it within a reasonable time frame. Maybe I can move on to another method of collecting lore, maybe one that isn't maybe quite so tedious. There's some cool stuff here. I just wish it wasn't like, again, I just wish it wasn't randomizing. And yeah, welcome back, Baba. How is Taco? I have to check the Discord server to see if you guys picked a game. Voice command. Atlas. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Right, okay. So I know I totally get if, like, there isn't enough interest in it, but there's that game called Lay of the Land that looked really cool as far as, like, survival crafty, Minecrafty type games go. I don't know if you looked into it, but it's like Minecraft, but with much smaller pixels, like maybe this size versus a full meter. Working on a zoo in Minecraft, those are always fun. Saturday is it's called Lay of the Land. It's got like magic systems and stuff already, like without needing mods or anything. It looks like it's very much fantasy oriented, and it also has more physics to it. So like, you take chunks out of a tree, eventually it's going to actually fall, like almost like in Valheim, and it can damage you when it falls too. It looked really cool. I was watching Michael Bryan play that one. I think he said he still prefers Enshrouded, but he did really enjoy Lay of the Land. But I think it's like $20 too, so it's like, you know, if you're picking a new game, you kind of want to pick something that's people are ready to throw money at. Man, $20 used to feel like no big deal. So far they haven't been good. This one actually does look pretty good. But you know, if you're really attached to Minecraft, like, I don't really see much need in getting Lay of the Land. I spent so long on Minecraft, and at some point, like, really burned out on it. I haven't actually played Minecraft in years. And some of it, too, is, I was getting motion sickness a lot. Something about the way the camera would change lenses depending on your movement speed was, like, screwing with my vision. Expecting a voice command. Is there a setting to change that? That's cool. Ship. Archive access granted. Decrypt. Oh, we already read this one. So I will have to look up the release date again. Lay of the Land looks like better combat. Yeah, it does look like it has pretty good combat. I wasn't actually able to like stare at his screen because I kind of listen to him when I'm at work. Michael Bryan's a good time. I wish he would join us on the community nights, but he's, as a streamer, he's fun to listen to. Granted, we also just started community nights too, so I don't know if he was prepared to like section off that part of his life to join us for that. Yeah, it looked really cool, and like when you're digging, you're actually like tearing chunks of blocks away rather than like each individual, you know, meter size cube. Ow. Yeah. Man, I miss streaming as much as I was. I am excited about school and everything, but oof, feels like I have so little time. Rosia Calm speech, voice commands, journey. Yeah, I'm working more or less full time too. I'm maybe trimming my hours a little bit to make sure I get to school on time because he has me working 45 minutes away from school. But here we go. This might be the last one. There are old Korvax prayers, recovered from dim recollections of a long since obliterated convergence. The Korvax of that time appeared to worship the Sentinels, reciting short poems of praise and observation to their silent gods. Voyage across mass. Aerons glide with unspoiled time. Communion waits. Walker concession. Aeron slumbers in green fields, contemplating day. Craft tallies fallen toil. Pirates, thieves of monolith. Korvax will tend stream. Oh, the Korvax got it? Okay, bye. There's that word though, Aeron. Not on screen currently. I realize there's an ad happening in a minute, so anyone not subscribed, apologies for that. But that's weird. I could have sworn I had 83 followers. Somebody left me. Anyway, there's that word Aaron again. I don't know what that means exactly. Voyage across mass, Aerons glide with unspoiled time, communion waits. Walker concession, Aeron slumbers in green field, contemplating day. Craft tallies fallen toil. Pirates, thieves of monolith. Craft will tend to stream. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, it looks like I'm done with the Korvax archives. What should we do next? I suppose I could go hop in the expedition and do the missions, because I haven't done that today. Not that I get anything personally from doing more of them, but in the interest of making sure the Weavers stay winning, I'm gonna go do that. While I'm at it, maybe I will check on this guy. See if there's a... Man, that would be so easy too. Okay, fine. We'll do that first. Yes, I'm doing a multiplayer mission in single player. Yeah, I'm still working full time.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Right there. And I don't know, my boss has been pretty lenient. I think maybe like they're a bit starved for people. Because I'm not nearly as fast as I was, even when I was working with you. I don't want to dox myself by giving company names, but you know, doing remodels and everything, you have to kind of slow down and everything. And I feel like I never really got back up to speed when I came back to my current company, but yeah. Yeah, I'm still at that one. It's a cool plant. Yeah, I just like, some of it's because my back started to screw up. I mean, I don't know that it's flexibility or if he just hasn't taken the time to address the problem that is me. But yeah, no. I mean, some of it's I've gotten pretty lazy. And what is nice is that like I might enter combat here in a moment. Today, without, you know, the energy drink and without the with you know, the protein bar and all that, like I felt like I had a lot more energy and I felt more like my past self as far as like productivity goes. But I've also still have some kind of lazy habits that I need to start breaking. Because I'm not nearly as fast or as focused as I used to be. And you know, maybe some of it's COVID. I caught COVID when I was working with you. Not directly with you, but with that same company. And I remember, because, like, I was excited to find out that the people we were remodeling, the people whose house we were remodeling, the guy owned a restaurant that my mom really liked downtown. You have yet to get COVID? I can confirm that it's real. I've had it twice at least now. But yeah, so I was, you know, doing this remodel for this company that your daughter had twice. Yeah, it's rough. And I noticed at some point that their kid was home on a school day. And I can't remember if that was like after the lockdowns had started, but I thought it was a little suspicious that their kid was home during a school day and he was coughing in the next room. And then, like, later that day, my throat started to get kind of itchy and uncomfortable. So I was, like, talking to my dad for a while after work. And then the moment I got off the phone, I started shivering violently. Like, talking to my dad was occupying enough of my brain power that I, like, wasn't aware of just how cold I was getting, how feverish I was getting. But yeah, I started violently shivering, and I'm like, nope, this is definitely COVID. The terminal is covered in a thick purple substance, shimmering bubbles expanding just below the surface. The alarm rings in my ears. I touch the display. Gingerly, I touch the terminal, but it does not respond. Perhaps if the new network mistook me for a sentinel, I could get further. I slather my hand in pognium. Pognium is the substance you get when you destroy sentinels, by the way, if you haven't really been keeping track. The terminal comes to life. Coordinates flash rapidly across the display in a strange purple script. I download the address to my exosuit navigation systems. Hey, Mr. Telemon, tell me the coordinates. Laylaps come and we wanna go home. But yeah, then I had it again, like, a couple years later. Here's the depot. Oh, this is where I'm gonna get into combat, I think. Before I land, or before I approach, I should upgrade my Minotaur. Which is mostly okay. Where's the cannon? Too many upgrades. Okay. Get rid of this one. I don't have any repair kits. Let's see. Alright. Minotaur, let's go. Bring it. What am I doing? I should take out that repair drone. Where do you think you're going? Shit. Got it. Oh, we are already at tier 5. Nice. Good job, Minotaur. Ah, hell. Ow. Damn it, repair drone. There we go. Nice shot, Minotaur. That's Laylaps. Ow. You again. Damn, that might not have been worth it. Shit, Minotaur's down. Yeah. Alright, shield's back. Got it. That destroyed the hard frame too. Sentinel nest revealed. Maybe I'll go visit that too while I'm at it. Got it. All right, Minotaur. What's broken?
Component repaired.
Antimatter.
Component repaired. Component repaired. Component repaired.
Alright, all better. Let's go check out that sentinel pillar. Yeah. Haven't had combat in a while. Like, ground combat. It's a little more fun when I'm not, like, trying to slog through a dozen of them to try and get all the lore from these. There's that. Warning. Boundary node exposed. Boundary archive status vulnerable. Access logs. Imposter detected. Override code 4R1ADN3. Manifesting personality protocol. Voice of the Hive. Won't you join us? Won't you sing? Won't you scream? There will be no second death. Not for us, who are already dead. The abyss, it smiles upon you. Lovely. Weapon? Ooh, a class A. A class A. It is a cool looking weapon. I don't want to exchange it though. Ah. Log off.
Thermal protection falling.
Yeah, I'll replace this one. Exchange. Log off. Alright, back to the anomaly.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Thanks, Telemon.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Oh, interesting. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn this in, don't I? Complete.
Units received.
It's up to you if you want to make a Corvette. I feel like Corvettes are even cooler in multiplayer, but it is sort of nice being able to build storage units inside of your Corvette so that you have more inventory space to work with. And you can transfer, or you can access that inventory space, those storage containers, from your base, from your freighter, I think from other people's freighters and stuff too. So it's something to consider. I personally have not built one yet because I feel like to get one that I feel looks right, I would need to do a lot of grinding to get parts and stuff. Maybe we could do that if you wanted. Right now, though, I do want to do the expedition a little bit. But yeah, like I would like some more Corvette parts so I can build a better one. Weavers are still winning by a sizable margin. Apparently I already have the material for him. Yeah, when we have more time. Perfect. Thank you, friend. That was easy. I'm still using the ship that they gave me for the beginning of the expedition. I see no real reason to invest in the expedition because it's just going to go away. If you are starting a save on the expedition, it makes a lot more sense to actually start doing stuff with the expedition, but considering you can't actually finish the expedition itself until the community does, it sort of feels like there's not really a point in starting on an expedition save. We don't care about that. Curious about this. Thomyo Corp Expedition 22 Refueling Depot. Shall we check out this player base that seems lovingly named? You saw a suggestion to build a basic Corvette, then you can use it to farm better parts. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I probably should be using my Corvette more, but I just, eh. For what I'm doing in game, I don't see enough of an incentive to. Ah. Okay, so someone built a base on this Colossal Archive. See what they've got. Got a Minotaur. Summoning station. This is kind of cool. They got a lot of decorations up here. Their biofuel furnaces are dead, but I'm assuming they have some kind of a power source. Oh, I like this. Atlantidium stuff. Something over here. Oh, a Colossus GGobbie. Okay. Well, that's neat. I looked at it. Wow, I landed way too far from the expedition target. There we go. I mean, another thing that I really want to do is, I want to build up the, base parts a lot, too. There was a day I was playing off stream and I was kind of grinding, farming the, knowledge stones. And learning more of the Korvax language. So I know over 100 words in the Korvax language. But, apparently I'm still not done collecting words for that. So the other, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. NASA was streaming the, rather, they were probably broadcasting to basically every platform about their, Artemis 3 mission that's upcoming. I just thought of that. How am I... You'd think someone would sell a dictionary? Maybe. But, you know, it's amazing how my thought process got there. I saw one of these drones dancing. I'm like, do you ever feel like a paper bag? I'm just like, oh, wait, Katy Perry. Oh, right, Artemis 2. Oh, right, Artemis 3. Like, it's... The fact that that's what got me to Artemis 3 as a subject is a little silly, but anyway, I caught a little bit of their broadcast, and it sounded like they're wanting to finally establish some sort of static facility on the moon, which is huge. I don't know what their plans are, what their blueprints look like. You know, not that I would know the finer details, but I don't even know, like, the premise of what they want to build out there. I would assume, like, something sustainable, something that has maybe a food source for the inhabitants, or maybe they have some idea of for... Which will be the first on the moon, McDonald's or Subway. Oh, McD's probably. We're all going to be wrong. It's going to be Leanne Chins for some reason. Yeah, I mean, like, it's... Some part of me is, like, really excited. Obviously, I'm, you know, skeptical, like, kind of knowing the kind of people that are running these things now. The Elon Musks of the world, the tech bros, that kind of thing. But if we can establish something static on the moon, and also get a decent connection to and from the moon, some part of me wonders if all of this AI technology could be built there, rather than draining all of our resources. I mean, I assume I would have to double check, but I would assume that the moon is very cold. So, having an AI data center on the moon, not that, you know, I want more AI slop or anything, but, like, for the practical uses of, like, pattern recognition and that sort of thing, for, like, trying to find cures for cancer and that kind of thing. For that purpose... Is that what Elon is talking about? Okay. Like, I'm not so anti-AI that I can't see the practical function that it can serve. Or yeah, even just like an orbital station that has an AI, like we have in No Man's Sky. Like, that one over there. Because I'm pretty sure those have an AI arbiter. Like, I'm an artist. Like, I'm far from an AI tech bro. Like, I hate what the technology is doing to our environment. I hate what it's doing to our culture. I hate almost everything about what it is right now. But I feel like it's sort of like living at the height of, like, the coal era. Like, coal-based locomotives and that kind of thing. And knowing what that does to the environment and hating that. Like, obviously we need to find a better way. I mean, we don't necessarily need to. The world is perfectly sustainable without AI data centers and stuff. But, like, if we're going to advance in that direction, we've got to find a way to do it efficiently and ethically, and without, like... It'll make it easier for AI to kill us all when it can shoot us with lasers from space. Yeah. Yeah, the Death Star. Am I crashing? I might be crashing. Nope. The anomaly be that way. There's the hive of glass. And, like, part of this is also just me wanting to tell Elon Musk to, like, take his bullshit somewhere else. But, I mean, broadly speaking, too, data centers aren't just used for AI. Like, they're used for a lot of video games. Final Fantasy XIV has, I think, 4 major data centers. And if the ultimate goal is for a station on the moon as a launch site to Mars, yeah, I think that's maybe what Artemis 3 is aiming for, is to get kind of the early stages of that going. The swarm has eroded the firewalls that guard the network in this system. I can scramble the swarm at this node, but how? I'm gonna make a microprocessor to that end.
Ground protection falling.
A fresh diagnostic scan confirms that the Hive no longer has access to this node. The console display quietens, then shuts down. Yes, sages and royals, I did just do that on camera, on stream. And yes, I will be uploading the VOD for this. I have zero shame. I don't know that sabotaging the other teams actually does detract from the completion of the prismatic core. Yeah, it looks like the next activity is in 7 hours. I won't be doing that. Or I won't be waiting for that. Yeah, like a lot of stuff, like Twitch, I'm pretty sure is housed on the data center, or maybe a few data centers. Pretty sure Amazon has their data centers. Like that's just a thing. Not all data centers are AI, generative AI. And I think if there is a more sustainable place to put them, then we should pursue that. Now, should we put them in space? Just floating in orbit? Maybe not, because like space junk and everything. I saw one of my viewers dropped. I'm like, oh no, they think I'm a shill. No, genuinely, like, we can have nuanced discussions about these things. Yeah, anyway, I saw that Artemis 3 was happening, and I thought it was kind of cool that they're actually trying to look into a yeah, everything online uses them. It's not just AI, but AI is greatly accelerating the internet growth. Yeah, AI is rapidly forcing its way to the top of the conversation. Especially when you have someone like, what is it, Zuckerberg wants a city-sized, like a city-sized data center. I'm like, no. Not if it consumes more water than the people that would inhabit that land. Let alone, you know, electricity, all that. But yeah, culturally too, though, like, I don't think we need more false videos further confusing our understanding of what's real, whether it's in politics, in celebrity, in anything, even just in nature. Like, people are doing AI videos of like strange animals that don't actually exist. It's really hard to know what's real anymore. I just, yeah. Don't fancy it. Yeah, you really can't. Oh, I should check on my settlements is what I should be doing here. Call the freighter. Ah! Right. Sorry, spaced out a second there. Again. Settlements. I now have 3 settlements. Let's check on Old HE. I say just stick us all in pods and we can choice the matrix program we want to live in. Yeah. Maybe we already did that. Oh, great. I'm having this bug again. It's fine, though. Greet settlement visitor. Pioneer Yako claims to have... Yako? Yako claims to have been led to us by a vision. They have fought the whispering horrors to bring us this warning. Do not eat the hat of syrup. I probably don't know enough Gek to understand that. They ask only for a bauble in return for their troubles. Unknown outcome if I heed the warning. Or I could dismiss them with unknown outcome. Like, I could pay them 6,000 units, which isn't huge compared to the enormity of my settlement's debt. So I'll just do that. New settlement feature blessed by the old ones. Cool. Blessed by the old ones improves citizen happiness. Oh, they're at 22%. That's good. I'm still accruing a ridiculous amount of debt, though. Public artworks. Cognito hazard containment facility. That's increased productivity from the resident cartographer. Built on cursed ground. Unfortunate. Targeted by thieves. Decreased. Okay. I said something about managing all settlements. Well, I'm gonna teleport to my autophage settlement. Apparently there's a construction opportunity there. Oh, sorry, sir. Where's my... There it is. View construction opportunity. Autonomous crane or a saloon. %43% approval rating for the bar, while 60% approve of the autonomous industrial entity. I kind of want the crane. That's way out here. Magnetized ferrite. That should be going for like, what, an hour? Yeah, an hour. I probably won't be playing that long. Alright, let's check on my new Viking settlement. Little Akungt. Akungt. Sorry. There's an NG in there. Ing. Akungt. So you don't think I'm saying something else. I gotta finish this guy, I think. Pure ferrite. Basic structure being built. Okay. Funny, two of my settlements are in the same system. One of them, or this one, is in a different one entirely. It might even be in a separate galaxy. There's my office.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Maybe I should start a Korvax settlement while I'm at it. I probably need 2 more convergence cubes. Wait, is there a trading outpost in this system that I've already found? Yeah, let's go there first. That one. Oh yeah, Baba, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but apparently the random name generator for planets decided this one should be called Head. H-E-A-D. I think maybe having a settlement on Head would be real fun. That's the brothel planet? Maybe. Alright, I need a couple of other pilots to land. There you go. Nice looking fighter ship. You are very red. Yeah.
Product received.
Take 3 of
Product
these.
received.
3 of these.
Product received.
Yeah. Leave. Okay. Planetary settlement located. Is it on head? Oh my gosh. We're just settling head. Yep, I was right. Convergence cubes. Silicate powder. I have to go kind of far to get that. Cannot mine within settlement limits. There we go. Oh, I was within the settlement limits. Oh, that is a lot faster. I should do that more often. So if you want a lot of silicate powder, like you want to build stone structures, like the one I was working on out there, apparently this is the way to get silicate powder really quickly.
Technology recharge.
You, just kind of make a hole, just a little bit or something. Then change the tool to flatten. And it will flatten the maximum height that it can. So you can see there's still kind of a ceiling, but it's, yeah. It's doing basically a column of the material. And it's getting so much silicate powder, like even in seconds I'm getting hundreds. Thousand. You figured that one out too? I feel like I kind of knew this, but forgot it. Okay, that's enough. Ow. Damn plant. Knowledge stone. Korvax word for yes. Korvax word for transfer. There's that. That should take a couple minutes. Oh, how do I not have enough tritium for that? Maybe I do on my ship. Where is my ship? There it is. It's been a while since I've sent out my frigates on missions, so... That'll be good for a while. Five metal plating for a couple minutes. Oh no, I can't reach it. Oh well. It's a pretty tame planet, actually. Learned the Korvax word for signal. Three microprocessors. I'm surprised I had those. All right. I'm kind of winding down once I get the once I get this built. But as always, comment. Sorry, it's been kind of a sleepy stream, but as always, comment, like, subscribe, follow, and all of that good YouTube stuff. Catch me over on Twitch at what is it? Twitch.tv/GGobbie. There we go. Buttons. Yay, structure complete. Yeah, Twitch is where I stream live for the time being. I presently don't know that I have the computer to do multi-streaming, although my connection has improved dramatically. Construction opportunity. Farm module. Multi-barn. I will be scheduling my usual weekend streams. I will probably play a little bit of this before joining the Michael Bryan community for a community event. And then I will be jumping into Bravely Default Flying Fairy for the remainder of that day. And then on Sunday, I'll just be doing Bravely Default. Hopefully, I can beat it this weekend. I think I'm on the boss for the final crystal on the second round. And if you've played Bravely Default, you know exactly what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm going to do another round of it. If I can do another round, I'm pretty sure I can. I think I can just kind of keep doing it indefinitely until I figure out what to do differently. I am a little eager to get that game done, and I don't know that I need to fight all of the super bosses to feel satisfied that I finished it. I did that years and years and years ago, and I'm sort of eager to just move on from that and go back to Divinity Original Sin 2, which, in my opinion, has been better for viewership. It has been better for just being entertaining. As much as I love Bravely Default, it does get very, very repetitive. But we are getting into like the real culmination of that game. And endgame is pretty complex too. I have to kind of choose my abilities and whatnot carefully. Once I'm done with that, I will return to my file on Divinity Original Sin 2. I apologize for how long it's taking to return to that. But I promise we will get back to that soon. Also, and I mentioned this earlier, but Star Fox will be releasing later this month. Star Fox on the Nintendo Switch 2. The updated version of the Nintendo 64 game, Star Fox 64. Very popular at the time. I think it was a launch title, but it was definitely like considered one of the landmark games of all time. And it's unfortunate that the Star Fox IP has been kind of neglected for the most part. There have been a few games since then. I haven't played all of them. I'm not going to pretend I have. But I am very excited to see the game that I played the hell out of get remade and brought into the modern era with high fidelity characters and cinematic storytelling and all of that. I'm so excited for it that I actually bought the Switch 2 specifically for that with a capture card so I could stream it. I'm hoping, or I'm expecting it to not be very long. I don't regret getting a Switch 2 for what will ultimately be probably like a 12-hour, no, not even, maybe like a 2-hour game. But if it's anything like the original, I'll go through all of the paths, obviously, try and get different, the different storylines and that sort of thing. But if it's as faithful to the original as, or as faithful to Star Fox 64 as it looks, then I don't expect it to take very long. I could probably finish the entire thing in one relatively long stream. Maybe like a 6-hour stream or something. I might get through all the paths, depending on how difficult it is. But I will be playing that. I will definitely be playing that the Friday of release. If not the Friday of release, then the Saturday afterward. And I'll just do one big Star Fox stream. I don't know that I'll have stream-wise anything extra set up for that. It might just be me doing my Switch 2. Yeah, it might just be me doing my Switch 2 with my usual overlays and everything. But either way, it'll be exciting. It'll be cool. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. And on top of that, as always, I may be streaming during the week a little bit as well. I might stream a little bit tomorrow. Maybe I'll do some No Man's Sky. It really depends on when my doctor appointment ends. But I do have to get to school tomorrow. So, we'll see. It might be just kind of a chill day for me. I might finally just have like a decompression day. Maybe just watch some. I just got Crunchyroll actually, so all the anime at my fingertips. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. It's been kind of a slow day on Twitch, but that's fine. Thanks, Bava, for hanging out, and the others that have popped in and said hi. I will check back tomorrow and or Friday. So you have a good night.